The sea of eternity. A beautiful metaphor used by William Percy French in his short poem Here and Hereafter. William Percy French, surely one of Ireland's best loved all-round entertainers. Probably most famous for his song The Mountains of Mourne. And I am here today where the mountains of Mourne sweep down to the sea. Mother Nature in all her resplendent beauty. At some stage in each of our lives, there comes a time, a particular point, when we stop and ponder on the meaning of life, why we are here, and what is waiting for us after this life. For Percy French, that moment came at the death of his first wife, Etty, at the tender young age of 19, through septicemia in childbirth. And their baby daughter followed her just a few weeks later. This short poem, Here and Hereafter, was written by French on the death of Etty. A beautiful poem, poignant and meaningful. And it has been put to music by Irish composer and pianist Pat McCourt.
The wide, wide sea is a joy to see. I stand by that heaving plain and feast mine eyes on the sunset skies and the distant mountain chain. It makes one think how the hills will shrink and the ocean seem a pond. When we stand by the sea of eternity and wonder what lies beyond.
The sea of eternity, a metaphor for the one great universal energy, the one great universal consciousness we call God. The vastness of eternity, the vastness of all that is. And we are just a tiny grain of sand in that vastness of all creation. And what lies beyond? All the other levels of reality. And those higher levels of reality through which we will pass and which we must experience on our way to full ascension. We are eternal consciousness, infinite awareness. We go on forever. Interplanetary, intergalactic nomads, wandering beyond time and space, never ending, on an eternal mission of soul expansion. We are the great God energy, experiencing life in physical form. The great God energy, experiencing its own creativity. We are the physical manifestation of all that is. Just like the wave in the sea of eternity. The wave has been thrown up by the sea. The wave is an expression of the sea's creativity. The wave builds up and then crashes. It is no longer a wave, but it is still in the sea. There is no other place for that wave to ever be. It has just changed form. Each one of us is a wave in the sea of eternity. In the one great universal energy, the one great universal consciousness we call God. We are constantly changing our energy form within that great universal energy, but always contained within it. We have no other existence outside of that one great universal energy we call God. The sea of eternity. Each tiny, precious, sparkling droplet contains all the elements of the entire sea. Each tiny, precious, sparkling droplet is not the sea in the sea's entirety, but together, all those tiny, precious, sparkling droplets make up the entire sea. So too, each one of us is a tiny, precious, sparkling droplet in the one great universal energy we call God. We are of the God essence. It is our natural state of being. Together, we all make up the one great universal energy we call God. We are intergalactic travellers, nomads, wandering across the vastness of eternity. This present physical lifetime being just one of our countless walkabouts across that vastness. Eternity is not something that starts when we take our last breath in this physical lifetime and then goes on forever. This is eternity. This is it, the here and now, just one of our long walkabouts throughout eternity. And as we stand at the sea of eternity and wonder what lies beyond, we know there are all the other levels of reality surrounding us on all sides, many of them perhaps millions of light years ahead of us. And we cannot see them simply because our energy is not vibrating at a fast enough rate for our physical vision to be able to see them, as they are vibrating on a much more rapid frequency energy level. But we are all on the same path, and we will all get to the higher energy vibration levels, each in our own time. Each of us on our eternal mission of soul expansion. The sea of eternity. The one great universal energy, the one great universal consciousness we call God. And each of us is a tiny, precious, sparkling droplet contained within that great sea of eternity. Always within that great sea of eternity. There is no other place for us ever to be.